Welcome to section 5.4. In section 5.4 we're going to look at another form of the equation called point-slope form. Let's start with a warm-up. We want to circle the equation that has a y-intercept of 3. In the second one you want to circle the equation that is in slope-intercept form. And the last one you want to circle the statement that is true about the y-intercept of any graph. So let's see how you did. The first one, a y-intercept of positive 3. This one has an intercept of 4. A negative 3, and a positive 2. So this one right here is the one that we wanted to circle. The one that's in slope-intercept form is y equals mx plus b. So we want y all by itself and then mx plus b. So y equals 2x plus 6. And the last one, the statement that's true about the y-intercept of any graph, is that it occurs when x equals 0 on our graph. So our vocabulary word for today is point-slope form. The point-slope form of an equation of a non-vertical line with slope m through point x1, y1 is this. Y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. So what do all these letters represent? Well, the x and the y are just any point that is on that line. The y1 is the y coordinate, the m is still slope, and the x1 is the x coordinate. So how do we use this when we're graphing? Well, we're going to plot our point, our x1 and y1, and then we're going to use our rise over the run to figure out our next point. So, again, let's just review. What does x1, y1 represent, and what does m represent? x1, y1 represents the point, m represents the slope. So part of your assignment for today, you're going to be given a point, you're going to be given the slope, and you're going to be asked to figure out the equation in point-slope form. So our first step here is to figure out the x1 and the y1. We want to circle x1 and underline y1. Then we're going to substitute into our point-slope form and figure out our equation. So circling 8 is our x1, negative 4 is our y1, and substituting in the negative 4 for y1, the 2/3 for slope, the 8 for x1. So we circled 8 and we underlined negative 4 for our x1 and our y1. Now we substitute into the formula. The negative 4 in for y1, the 2/3 in for m, and the 8 for x1. Again, we don't usually have minus and negative, so we change that to y plus 4 equals 2/3 x minus 8. Let's take a look at some more examples here. The first one, we have negative 7, negative 2 as our point, m is 2. So substituting into our point-slope form, y1 is going to be the negative 2, x1 is the negative 7, and the slope is 2. Fixating those double negatives, we get y plus 2 equals 2 times the quantity x plus 7. Another one, negative 2 is our negative 2, 3 is our point, 0.5 is our slope, so y minus 3 equals 0.5x minus a negative 2. Fix that double negative, and you have y minus 3 equals 0.5 times the quantity x plus 2. Another example, 4/5 is our 5 is our point, m is negative 3, so y minus 5 equals negative 3 times the quantity x minus 4. Another example, 0, 1, our slope is equal to a negative 5, y1 minus 5 times the quantity x minus 0. You can leave it like that, or you can do y minus 1 equals negative 5x. Taking a look at another example, 0, 1 is our point, m is negative 5. We have y minus 1 equals negative 5 times the quantity x minus 0. You can leave it like that, or since this is a 0, we could rewrite that as y minus 1 equals negative 5x. Graphing with point-slope form. We have to first identify what the point is. Now remember with the point-slope form, it's y minus y1. So since I have a plus here, that means originally I had minus a negative 7. So I have to realize that my 7 is negative. So circle the ordered pair of our point. We know that it has to be a negative 7, and now the 4, since there's a minus here, that's just a positive 4. So we should have circled 4, negative 7. Now the slope, since it's negative 4/5, we would usually go down 4 and to the right 5, but they don't have that option here, so we would have to go up 4 and back to the left 5 units. So we're going to put our dot on 4, negative 7, and from there we're going to go up 4 and back to the left 5 units. Let's try another one. we're graphing y minus 2 equals negative 3/4 times the quantity x minus 4. Our point is 4, 2, and our slope is negative 3/4. So we're going to put a dot on on positive 4, 2, and our slope is negative 3. So we're going down 3 and over 4. This one, our point is negative 4, negative 1. We're going to put a dot there. Our slope is 1/2, so up 1 and over 2. This one, y minus 1 equals 4 times the quantity x plus 2. So our point is negative 2, 1. Our slope is 4, so put a dot here on negative 2, 1, and up 4 and over 1. Remember, our slope is always rise over run, so even though it's 4, it's technically 4 over 1. This one, y plus 2 equals 3 times the quantity x minus 2. Our point is 2, negative 2. Our slope is 3. So dot on 2, negative 2. Rise 3, run 1. Now, we're also going to have to figure out the equation of the line based on our graph. So the steps that you need to do is first, you need to figure out your slope by using the slope formula. Use the given points to find the slope. Then, using your point-slope form, you pick one of the 2 points, it doesn't matter which one, and your slope. So one of our possible equations would be y minus 4 equals 7/3 times the quantity x minus 1. Let's take a look at this one. Using the point negative 2, negative 3, write an equation for the line shown. So first thing we have to do is we have to figure out our slope. Using our slope formula, y2 minus y1 equals x2 minus x1, we're going to do 4 minus a negative 3 and 1 minus a negative 2. So that gives me 7/3 for my slope. Now we're going to use our point. So we're using the point negative 2, negative 3. So negative 3 for y, 7/3 for my slope, and negative 2 for x. Fix those negative or minus the negatives to get y plus 3 equals 7/3 times the quantity x plus 2. Let's take a look at this. Here we have a graph. Now we can use our slope formula or we can use rise over run. I chose to use rise over run here. I went up 6 and to the left 1, so my slope is negative 6. And I used the point 0, 1. So y minus 1 equals negative 6 times x minus 0. I can leave it that way, or I can use y minus 1 equals negative 6. This one, I again chose to use my rise over run, so I counted, and my slope was 2, 6 up 6 and over 3, so that simplifies to 2. And the point that I chose to use was 3, 1, so y minus 1 equals 2 times the quantity x minus 3. Another one, my rise over 1 was negative 7, up 7 and to the left 1. Y minus 3 equals negative 7 times x minus 0, or more simply, y minus 3 equals negative 7x. Another one, my rise over run here was up 5 and over 2. I chose to use the point 0, 0, so y minus 0 equals 5/2 times x minus 0. With all those zeros, I can make it y equals 5/2 x. Your assignment for today is page 316, numbers 8 to 18.